Example 2, we have a parametric function which is written as x equals 4t e to the t and y equals 9t e to the negative t. We want to find its Cartesian form. To do that one, you see what we can do, we need to eliminate t. So the best way here will be divide x by y because it's exponential. So you have 4t e to the t and then you have 9t e to the negative t. So you can see that this t cancelled out and you have 4 over 9 e to the t plus t will make it 2t. And then you can see e to the 2t equals 9 over 4, or you can say 9x over 4y. And then what is e to the t? E to the t will be square root of 9x over 4y. I'm taking positive because it's exponential function. So this one is like 3 over 2 square root of x over y. This is your e to the t. Now if you want to see what is your t, you know from pre-calculus that you can go to logarithm. So natural log of 3 square root of x over 2 square root of y. You can write like that. So that is giving you t and e to the t. Now we need to eliminate t from our equation to get our Cartesian form. So then you can say x equals, you can take either equation. I'm taking first one. For my t is this one. So natural log of 3 square root of x over 2 square root of y. And then e to the t is that one. 3 over 2 square root of x over y. So this one you can say that you have your Cartesian form. So you want to do further simplification, you can, not a problem. Just look at here. I take the reciprocal of this and move on other side. So I'm getting 2x square root of y over 3 square root of x, which is 4 natural log of 3 square root of x over 2 square root of y. Now what happens in here, you get 2 square root of x and x will make it square root of xy, you can say, over 3. This is 4. If you want to split this one, is fine. Natural log of 3 over 2 you can take, minus and plus, I'm sorry, plus, and then natural log of square root of x over y you can put in 1 place. Okay, I'll make it a bracket like that. If you want, you can further simplify. Here is 2 and then move this on the other side, so you get square root of xy over 6, which is natural log of 3 over 2 times 2. Oh, I have moved already 2 on this side, and then plus square root, if you want to bring in front, as half natural log of x over y. You can say this is your Cartesian form, very complicated. Now we want to find some maximum point on this. Okay, we'll see this one in Cartesian form or polar form. We are taking another example. So the same function like in example 2, but I will be working on parametric form because its Cartesian form is very, very complicated. You have seen already. So let us plot this in the graphing calculator. So you go to our graphing calculator. First check the mode. We are right now in function. We need to go to the parametric form of it. Go here. And then type your function. So we have 4t e to the t, 9t e to the minus t. And then just go with zoom 6. It's a regular one. So graph look like this. It's not that good. So we go to window and make this one say -6. Let's try with that. Yeah, so now you can see that there somewhere you have the highest point, and in this side we have somewhere leftmost point. So now what happens when I have the highest point in here, in this case what will happen, my slope of the tangent line will be 0. And what will be here, leftmost, in this case will be slope of the tangent line undefined. And that is the idea we are using to solve this problem. All right. So we know now dy dx, which is dy dt over dx dt, where dy dt equals, from here, use the product rule. So you get 9e to the negative t minus 9t e to the negative t, product rule. And then dx dt will be from here, it's product rule again. So you get 4 e to the t plus 4t e to the t. So those are derivative. Now we are saying that for the highest point, the highest point dy dx needs to be 0, horizontal tangent. So in this case dy dt must be 0, with the restriction that dx dt should not be 0. Now when I say dy dt equals 0, so I take that equation. So 9e to the minus t minus 9t e to the minus t equals 0. Now you can ignore e to the negative t by factoring, and you know it's a non-zero term. So then we have 9 minus 9t is 0. So that gives me t equals 1. All right. So when I have t equals 1, when I plug it here, you can easily see that dx dt non-zero. So t equals 1 will give me highest point. So when t equals 1, what is x? Plug it here. So you get 4e, and your y will be 9 over e. So this is the point where I have highest value on the function. Now I'm going to the leftmost point, where dy dx undefined. That means dx dt is 0 with dy dt non-zero. So then dx dt 0, we need to solve from here. You can say 4e to the t plus 4t e to the t is 0. Again can cancel this one. So you get t equals negative 1. When t equals negative 1, then you get x equals minus 4e to the negative 1, which is minus 4 over e, you can say. And y equals negative 9e to the 1, just a negative 9e. So we got our leftmost point and the highest point, and we are done.